Tired of the silence, the sugar-coated lies. Another headline screaming behind vacant eyes. They build up their walls so high and so strong, but the truth's gonna break through before too long. Every single day, the same damn old game, pointing all the fingers, nobody takes the blame. This pressure's building, it's starting to crack. Ain't no turning back now, ain't no holding back. I'm about to say it, yeah, I'm about to scream. Tired of the fake smiles, living in a dream. The real life's bleeding out in the cold. Gotta break the mold, gotta let it unfold. I'm about to say it, every single word. The uncomfortable truth finally gonna be heard. I'm gonna say it.
What it is, what it ain't. I'm telling you right now, there's a hater wanting to hate on you, but they can't because you're doing your job. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? You found Aztec Princess. You found me. Good. I tried to put your name in the search and I couldn't find you, bestie. So I'm glad that you found me. Thank you for the heart me, and I'll definitely go and add you after the show. This gonna be. I only got 2 segments, so I'm not gonna hold you all too long. I know it's getting late. I know, especially if you down here where the weather bad at, you trying to just stay warm. So I'm trying to go ahead and get this business in here and let you go get back in your bed and cover up and stay warm. I hope everybody is safe out there. Let's go ahead and open with this first segment. Oh, shout out to you who was watching OCWA's Saturday Night Showdown. Thank you for supporting us over there. The show just ended. Another great show. Another great show. It's hot. OCWA is hot right now. So your boy came up a bit short. Me and my partner, Reckless Henry Chambers, we came up a bit short again. But you know, tough times don't last for long. So we'll get back in that win column soon. But let's go ahead and get to that first segment because y'all, it's a doozy. Now listen, we have been covering this thing going on with David and Celeste. We've been covering it. We stated from the start, either he knew who did it and unalived her, or he did it. And if he, or he had help doing it too. So, but either way, we knew that whoever unalived her had to be in close proximity with him or have to be someone who's close to him. And it's just so happening that they arrested his friend, his best friend. They arrested him yesterday. Now, I'm not sure what I'm not sure what the charges is. I'm not sure if they locked him up due to what happened with Celeste, or if they locked him up on something else. And while he's locked up on something else, they just may end up tacking this on to him. Or they could use this as a means to say, okay, listen, we got you here on this, and we can let it go. But in order for us to let it go, you got to give us the info on what happened with Celeste. Now, I'm not saying this is what's going on, but I'm just saying it could be. It could be, right? So let's just listen to find out what is going on. And shout out to our man's Marab Morali for another great content that he produced, for staying on top of the stories and bringing it to us. We're going to listen to it together in real time. But let's see what's going on.
Well. This David stuff, guys, is heating up. Do you understand? We don't even need to put it on the grill. It's hot enough as it is because his friend has just been arrested. But what is it going to take, guys, for David to be arrested? I told you I want to be here talking to you guys saying David has been arrested. We're making that announcement because that's what we're waiting for when it comes to this entire story with everything that is going on. But David's friend, and look at the mugshot. The way that this man is smiling is very creepy to me. It just goes to show you no accountability. We got away with it. we don't care if we've been temporarily arrested. We're laughing in your faces because we're not going to appear as witnesses and help the system and help basically find justice. That's what this smile has given to me. That type of irritating confidence that a lot of incel or related men like that can have. And it goes to show you that they think they can get away with this. They really think, guys, that they can get away with this. But whilst David remains in the crosshairs, let me even do an intro. It's Murad Morali. Subscribe daily and consistent. Let's get into this video. But whilst David remains in the crosshairs, guys, investigators probing the Celeste Rivers murder, one of his friends, a famous streamer, is also in trouble. David's friend, Neo Langston, was booked into a Montana jail Thursday on a warrant according to online records. A rep for Lewis and Clark County Jail, where Neo is locked up, tells TMZ there was an out-of-jurisdiction warrant from LA for failure to appear as a witness. He's currently held without bond. It's interesting because we know there's been a grand jury convened since at least November. Multiple witnesses have testified as well. It's unclear if Neo was being called as a witness, but his connection cannot be ignored. It's completely documented. We can see pictures of them two as friends. I'm sorry, but it looks like David and this guy are basically fucking. I'm really going to be rude for saying that, but it looks like these two are basically in the bed together, in cahoots with each other. That's what it's giving me. But anyways, David's day-to-day manager, Robert Morganroth, testified, and a TMZ reporter heard Morganroth tell his lawyer in the courtroom hallway prosecutor Beth Silverman was very pushy as to why he didn't call the police. Morganroth said he responded by saying it wasn't his responsibility. Cops in Helena, MT, confirmed they were assisting LAPD's robbery homicide division when they busted Neo. Neo is already being transferred to LA, and according to multiple law enforcement sources in Montana, we're told his trek south began immediately after a Friday morning appearance before a judge. So, you know, this is a warning to these people who need to appear as witnesses. If you fail to appear as a witness, you will be arrested.
Let's give it up to Darlene Andrew, because she has watched 500 minutes of hashtag I'm gonna say it. I love it. I appreciate the loyalty. I appreciate the support. Let's give it up to Darlene. Thank you for those roses too. I appreciate it. Lori, thank you for joining us over there at OCWA. Thank you for that support too. I appreciate it.
And basically brought in because justice is basically trying to be served when it comes to this case. Why are you failing to appear as a witness? You know you've been called for the grand jury. Why are you failing to appear as a witness? Is it because you've been told not to? Is it because you don't want to rat out your friend David? It's giving the house of cards is falling, and it's falling very fast here. And there's not much that David and his people can do. They are outnumbered, including the family, the deeds being transferred, everything when it comes to Celeste Rivers. So many people are outnumbered in this case. The house of cards are truly, truly falling. So, you know, TMZ did speak to us a couple of weeks ago, about how the grand jury are likely to, you know, come for David and officially charge this man for murder. So I think that time now will definitely come, especially with David's friend being arrested, Neo. There is going to be a time for David to be arrested or basically brought in, testify against the grand jury and etc. A trial will begin, which is why he lawyered up with that famous lawyer that he hired. All of it will happen in due course time. I would imagine around summer is when David could be arrested and brought in and basically be officially charged with multiple charges against Celeste Rivers. He is the main suspect in this case. In my opinion, one of the only suspects in this case. Him and other people, you know, were transferring this body back and forth and it didn't work out. But this is a significant update in the case, guys. Significant positive update that people in David's circle now are also being arrested. First, it was a grand jury being convened and people, you know, testifying his managers, and now it's his best friend, close friend being arrested. So we are getting there, guys. It's taken a while because, you know, the justice system takes a while, but, you know, we will get there when we get there, and it looks like we're on the way there. And so this is a great update. David, count your days. Count your days. His songs, guys, have been scrubbed from Madden NFL completely. One of the biggest sport video game franchises in the world is seemingly distancing itself from David as the Celeste Rivers investigation continues. His, you know, songs was initially part of the very popular football game and was sandwiched between multiple other artists. Now, songs like What Are You Waiting For are nowhere to be found. The exact reason is unclear, but given what's going on, we damn well know why this is clear. We damn well know.
Jerome, welcome in, brother.
Okay.
Thank you for that heart, me. I appreciate it. Darlene, thank you
can't
for the
pull
Go
up
Popular.
tour dates, everything been cancelled. The songs aren't streaming as they used to. You've got big sponsorships pulling him out still to this day. You got him running from his house and cleaning it out. You got him secretly transferring the deed to one of his parents. You got him basically being difficult with the LAPD and refusing to answer questions. Grand jury convenes. Manager testifies. Best friend Neo got arrested. Baby, these are updates, and it only leads to one ending. It's this man being charged. That's what the end result is. What I hope this to be is that this man, David, is officially charged with her murder. Then the David case begins. Then it kicks in. Right now, it's all in investigation purposes. And for goodness sake, everybody on the damn internet broke this story before LAPD did, but we understand
Facts,
that things can take a while, 110%.
Hey, thank you
and
for
even
those
these private
roses. I
investigators
appreciate that,
helped the
Jerome.
case, you could say, to an extent. But everybody on Reddit, everybody on these blogs, etc. But I feel like David left us a trail. He wanted us to see this. He wanted probably to get to this position. The way that there were so many videos of him dragging somebody to a car trunk boot, and the lyrics, the relationship he had, and etc. And the fact that people still haven't cancelled him for the fact that he was dating somebody who was a minor. That in itself is completely confirmed, whether he offed it or not.
Facts.
That side is completely confirmed. So this has definitely put a battery pack into the conversation of David. And I am glad that the best friend has been arrested and he's still losing, so many sponsors around. I don't know what his family's going to do, because if they count and depend on his money, then they are definitely finished, because the man is not going to make any more anytime soon. He's going to be rotting away in jail for a very long prison sentence. That's what I can see him doing. I can see a big trial happening next year, 2027, 2027, I would say. The trial would, begin, and it will be a lengthy trial, and the man will definitely go to prison. He will go down, because that's exactly what this man wants to go down for. You can just see it. Like, all of these artistic boys, women, girls, men, whatever you want to call it, like, they're freaks. I'm so sorry. A lot of these artistic weirdos are freaks, but we can't call them freaks because, it's insensitive. And I'm not talking about wanting to express art on yourself. Let's use our brains here. I'm talking about people who like to use art as an expression to reflect their abuse. You're a freak. You are a freak. And there's so many. They love to be in these emo phases, and they love to just, create this fantasy land. And then when they get close to somebody, they have to put suffering onto that person so that they can use that suffering that they've inflicted on somebody as inspiration for more of their work. You're a freak, bro. You're an absolute freak. You're a weirdo. You are a freak. And we need to normalize telling people that they're freaks when they cause harm upon people or intend to do so in the name of art.
Hey,
in the name of art. All of his friends are freaks. Even Neo looks weird. What kind of man is out there smiling for his mugshot after knowing what David has been accused of? You're all freaks, man. You're all weirdos. And all of this artistic freak weird shit that I'm talking about is tied into incel culture.
How you doing,
it's all tied in together.
Welcome in.
Anyways, let me know your thoughts, guys, before I start rambling
evening?
off to other topics, because I stay doing that. But do subscribe to the channel. It's just one click, guys. I have constant videos. This is my third one coming out today. So please do subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.
All right, let me give him a thumbs up. Make sure we support Murad. And let's give it up for him. Now, okay, so listen. Everybody is due their day in court. And thank you for the rose. I appreciate it. Roses. Thank you, Mint JG. I appreciate that love. I appreciate it. I'm not going to sit here and say he's guilty, okay, because he hasn't been charged with anything. So I'm not going to say he's guilty. What I will say is this here. I think we have covered on this show enough times how lyrics of a song is pretty much a confession, or like we say before, it's art imitating real life. It's art in the sense that it's in a song, it's lyrics in a song, but it's real life because they actually did it. We talk about how they play in our faces. We talked about when it comes to the symbolism of the occult, how they put it on when these artists are performing at award shows. Athletes do it during basketball games. We've covered all of that. So I won't say he's guilty because he hasn't been charged with anything, which is asinine in itself, because given all of the evidence that they do have, everything points to him, so you would think. But Somehow or another, he's free. But I will say this. Even his videos, one of his videos, the way that this young lady was found unalive in the trunk of a car, in his video, one of his music videos, it was him, but in the video, he portrayed himself as two different people or two different entities or two different personalities. And one personality unalived the other personality and put the personality that was unalive, he put him in a trunk of a car. The same way that Celeste was found in the trunk of a car. Now, if you all can go and look at his best friend's mugshot, the way he's smiling on there. I know we're not supposed to judge nobody, but we are blessed with vision. We are blessed with eyes. Some of us got better vision than others. But if you go and look at his mugshot, you could actually see how sinister he looks, how soulless he looks. If I can be brutally honest with you, he looks like, yeah, I did it and I'll do it again. Now, I've always suspected, just seeing the picture of how David and his best friend, the one that's locked up, or the one that's, yeah, he's locked up now. But how they was laying on the bed, it looked weird. It looked as if it's just weird. I don't want to say what it looked like, but it looked like it's weird. And you all can go and see it. It's on social media. You can go and see it. We will keep following this. And I do think that we are coming up on a day where we do see David get arrested. I think we are rapidly approaching that. I do think that his friend could possibly start talking and give him some insight or intel on what happened to cause Celeste's untimely demise. Mint JG says, I think someone put something on him. He got a spirit on him. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. At first, I actually thought that, well, I thought he had sacrificed, if I could be honest with you. But after this happened, he started losing concerts. He started losing endorsement deals and stuff like that. So it worked in the opposite direction, right? Like it didn't go how it normally go. Darlene, thank you for those bounce speakers. I appreciate that. Because typically when someone do something like that, a music artist, artist do something like that, where he gives a BLOOD sacrifice, he levels up. He gets more opportunities. He gets pushed out more. His music get pushed out more. He gets more concerts, stuff like that, more promotional touring and stuff like that. Whereas it didn't go down like that. But I'm with you though, Mint JG. I honestly believe it's something satanic going on with him. But we're definitely going to keep our ears open and our eyes open, and we're going to find out anything that happens to pertaining to this situation. We are going to report on it. And again, in closing of this segment, I do think we're approaching the apprehension of David. I don't know why it's taking this long. I do feel like he should have already been arrested, but I do think we are rapidly approaching it. All right, and we, like I said, we're going to stay up to date on that. All right, we're going to go to our second and final segment here. We've talked about this pretty much too. We talked about it extensively as well, and it's pertaining to Camel Face and this paternity test thing. Right, it's still coming back. Mint JG said, "Yes, so true." See, so I really honestly feel that way. I really do. I don't understand why Jay-Z just doesn't go and get the DNA test done, y'all. We really don't have to go through this. It really should not be drawn out this long. However, I've said it before and I'll say it 1,000 times more. It's already really, by him doing all he can not to go and take this paternity test, is really giving he's the father vibes already. I've never known someone who would run away from a DNA test. Most people want to know if the child is theirs. Most men want to know if the child is theirs. So I've never seen somebody run from it. But this man is doing all he can. Now, I'm not going to say, I'll say allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly. But it's been stated that even before Ramir's mother passed away, she got a call from a judge. And this is according to, this is coming from Ramir. She got a phone call from a judge. And after she talked to the judge, she passed away not too long after. I don't know what was said on the phone. Ramir didn't know that. He didn't say that. But it was really, the crazy part is, y'all, a judge ain't about to call you for nothing. If you in trouble, you'll get arrested. They'll send the folks out there. They'll get you. You go and you get detained. Whenever you get your arraignment or your first appearance or whatnot, you get that, and then you go and you can talk to the judge. But the judge himself is not going to call you on something like this. But now let's go a step further. After his mother passed away, and Ramir was, I think it was his godmother he was with, but yeah, it was, because she was doing an interview. His godmother was doing an interview, and she stated that there were nights when cars would be parked on the street, and they would have the headlights turned off. Some of them would park on the lawn where the headlights is facing their house, and just pull up on them at random times, right? But they was trying to get her to stop pursuing this matter, this whole paternity test matter, because this had been going on for a while, and it's been in multiple states, y'all. It was in Philly, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and I think I'm missing somewhere else. But the fact of the matter is, they wanted her to stop pursuing this, and she didn't until after all of this happened. So it was her. Okay, thank you, Minton JG. I appreciate it. Thank you, because I wanted to make sure. I don't want to get up here and lie and spread any misinformation, y'all. I want to make sure we stay up to par on this. So it was her, okay? And see, that scared her. Now, let's even go to after another incident that happened after Ramir's mother passed away. Jay-Z actually contacted him and was talking to him and was telling his godmother to let him drop out of school and send him up to New York, and he would allow him to work at that record company dealing with rocks that he had co-owned with a dasher. We're using code words here, a dasher, right? And so she was like, no, I'm not going to let him drop out of school. He's got to finish school. I honestly feel like he wanted Ramir to come up there and work for him so he would be under his thumb, so he could control the narrative. I could be wrong. I'm just saying. If you don't even want to go and get the DNA test done to see that this is your son, why would you invite him to come up there and work? Why would you tell him all these dreams that you could put him in a position to help him with his music and stuff? No, you was just trying to control the situation. You did not want this paternity thing to keep on going. You wanted to cease. And so you thought that if you brought him up there and he was under your tutelage and he was under your thumb and you could monitor his movements and stuff like that, then this would all go away before it got to the public. But the godmother didn't go for it. How about this? at a courthouse in New Jersey. He shows up, Jay-Z shows up, and another guy who Ramir's mother was with shows up too, because apparently she was with them around the same time. Now, out of those two people, somebody didn't take a DNA test, y'all. And I'll let you figure out who that is. But the other one did take the DNA test. And it came back that the results were Ramir wasn't his. But it's only one person that did not, out of the two, it's only one person that did not take that DNA test that day. And in fact, they told him in the courthouse, you got to go down this hall and take this test or else. Rumor has it. I say rumor because I don't know. I'll say allegedly. But I do believe Ramir and I do believe his godmother. But they said that he walked out of the courthouse and nothing happened. And then it came about that he had some kind of they couldn't file it in New Jersey because he didn't own property in New Jersey, like some old smoke and mirror type stuff, y'all. Again, when these people sit in the position that they sit in, they can have these attorneys and judges and LEOs and stuff like that finesse or change the rules or change the game in the ninth inning to benefit them. Y'all get me? So we're going to listen to it. Shout out to Miss Lowdown. We hadn't covered anything that Miss Lowdown done in a long time. But shout out to her. And it says, more bad news for Jay-Z. It ain't over. She got two praying hands. It says, prayers up for Ramir Satterway and Lily Coley. So let's get to it. Let's dive right into it. This is the final segment of the night. Once again, thank you all for joining for another episode of hashtag I'm going to say it after dark. I appreciate you more than you know. Your presence is a gift to me, and it's a gift that I'm grateful for. So let's get into it, and then I'll let you all have your evening.
Okay, y'all. The word on the street is it's not over, y'all. Ramir and them didn't put in an appeal, y'all. So just when Jay-Z thought he was out the water, they done pulled him right back in, y'all. And we're about to talk about it. Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my day ones, twos, and threes. Thank you to all my new subscribers that's coming in. That means well. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all and welcome. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, so everything is alleged. Some is not, and the fair accuse is in my description box, y'all. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. Thank you once again for all the cash apps that's been coming in. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all. And my day fours, thank you so very much for bearing with me because I keep forgetting to say day four sometimes. Oh my goodness. Anyway, y'all, Jay-Z thought he was done and it was over with, but it's not. Word on the street is Ramir and his godmother, Lily, she ain't playing, y'all. They are not playing. And they just filed an appeal to the $119,000 judgment. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. If they ain't in Jay-Z's.
Now, let me point this out to y'all, too. $119,000. Now, these are common people. She's not a star. His godmother ain't no star. She ain't no celebrity. She's nothing like that. And he, being who he is and in the position he is, files a lawsuit against her for $119,000, knowing that she would not be able to come up with that. There's no way she could come up with that type of money. But you see, that's the game they play, y'all. They try to break you down. I agree, Lord. POS. And just like you put it in the live, capital letters, POS. All of this to just not take a DNA test, y'all, a paternity test. Isn't it bad enough that you already had people, allegedly, had people plant a pew pew on the front seat of Ramirez's car when he got off of work, and just miraculously, LEO swoop in and try to apprehend him for a possession charge. Luckily, his job had cameras outside of it, and it showed and proved that he did not have the pew pew. But get this though, y'all, the person that put it in there, nothing happened. They ain't go look for him. Just sick, man. But they want her to lose everything and break her will so she will drop this paternity thing. So Ramir would leave him alone. And Ramir's already told him, I don't even want no money from you. I don't even want no money from you. I just want to know if you my dad. My mom said you're my dad. I just want to know that. I don't want nothing from you. Thank you, babe. Ramir said he don't want nothing from, he don't even, and listen, all the while, y'all, Camel Face is giving money to a daughter that he has in Jersey. Well, I think she's in Maryland now. But he's giving her money. He's bought her cars and bought her and her mom a house. Her mom passed away now. Who knows how. So it's not like he didn't have another child. So what's different from this one? We could easily say, well, again, El Cazon, welcome in. Again, if it comes out that Ramir is his son, that would mean that he did have sexual relationships with her. It meant JG, exactly. All the mothers passed away. Y'all know Miss White passed away. His daughter that lived in Maryland, her mother passed away. You know, I covered this. It was a video. I can't quite remember the song. I'll have to find it. But it was a video. I'm not sure. It may have been. It may have been Lori. I know Kathy White passed away from something like that. But his daughter's mom, I'm not sure. But I will check into it. Now, in this video, it's a song that Beehive sings. But this video, it plays out as if what happened in real life to Miss White. I know we all saw that interview that the Beehive was on when she was quote unquote pregnant, but when she sat down, her stomach folded over like a taco. I'm a father of 8. I know what pregnancy bellies look like. They don't fold like tacos. You get me? But my thing about it is, even if you're trying to cover up and you don't want to take this paternity test because it's going to prove that you had sexual relationships with this lady when she was underage, we already know about Foxy, allegedly. We already know about the artist that you had to drop from the label, all because Beehive was jealous of how much time you was spending with her and how much time how you was working with her, and she felt threatened by that. And when this young lady was on her way out the door to her senior prom is when you had your representatives from your record label call and drop her. So we already know you have a thing for, me and JG said Foxy got quiet too. Yes, she did. But you know how we talk about Mint JG. You know how we talk about, and we're gonna get back to the audio, y'all. But we gonna learn some stuff here too. We're gonna point some stuff out here. Remember how we said that in songs, sometimes the lyrics, a lot of the times we're seeing now, but sometimes the lyrics is actually telling the truth. So let's walk this through. As y'all know, when Foxy came out, she came out with the guy that we're talking about. And then when they fallen out and she left him or whatnot, she joined a group with it was Nas, it was AZ, it was Cormega, and forgive me, I forget the fourth one. But she joined oh, that's who it was. Her, Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown, Cormega, AZ, and Nas. They formed a group called Affirmative Action. Or the Firm, or something like that. Yeah, I think it was the Firm. And the song was Affirmative Action that they had. That was like their main hit. But during this time, when Foxy was with them, she had several conversations with Nas. And of course, she talked to Nas about things that went on between her and Camel Face. Let me bring y'all up and let's fast forward to the 2000s. Nas, who is one of the most sharpest lyricists ever, he doesn't get the credit he deserves neither, but him and Camel Face was having their beef. And Nas drops one of the greatest diss songs ever made in the history of hip hop called Ether. And in that song, y'all, Nas says, Foxy kept you hot because you kept your face in her puss. I don't know about y'all, but when you put, it's after dark, y'all know. So that alone right there lets us know that there was some kind of sexual interaction. What are we doing with our lives? So what are you running from? Why do you refuse to take the DNA test? And now she's already passed away and stuff. So what are we doing? What are we doing? All right, y'all. I'm gonna get back to the audio. I just want to walk y'all through this. To see that this guy is doing all he can to make sure this test doesn't get taken. And all it's showing is that he's guilty. Otherwise, he would have moonwalked up to the courthouse and took the DNA test and got it over with. And we wouldn't have to keep hearing this. This wouldn't even be a story. This wouldn't even be a thing. And myself and other fellow content creators wouldn't even be covering this anymore because we would already have the answer to be done and over with. All right, y'all. Let's get back to this.
Backdoor, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, since the 1990s, Jay-Z born Sean Carter, y'all, has been accused of putting that baby in her. Okay, Miss Wanda, who alleged her son Ramir is the hip hop monster's son. Okay, y'all. However, the 99 Problems rapper has vehemently denied the allegations from day one. Oh yeah, he been denying this for years and years and years and years. And word on the street is the reason why he's denying this because he could go to jail to this day if they find out that he is their baby's pappy. Okay, y'all. Over a decade ago,
we see
Ramir
why he running track.
and his legal guardian / godmother, Lily, filed a paternity case in Pennsylvania against Jay-Z, seeking DNA testing. It was ultimately dismissed because Jay-Z got connections, allegedly.
What did I tell y'all?
This is why.
What did I just say?
Because anybody else would have had to find out if they were that baby's pappy, okay? Then Ramir filed his own fraud lawsuit in New Jersey, which he later dropped by July 2025, allegedly due to bully tactics. Okay, so he dropped it because of bully tactics.
Stop me when I'm wrong.
Lily then filed a lawsuit in California federal court accusing Jay-Z of neglect and scheming with the state officials to use outdated court orders and liens to pressure her and her godson and send her into bankruptcy and foreclosure. So he's
Lord
trying
said
to
we
ruin
need
this
more,
woman's life
please.
because they want to know if he's the father.
Real spirit.
When you talk about deadbeat father, Jay-Z gets the he wins the crown for the most deadbeat father in the world, y'all.
Agreed.
And I don't understand why nobody's talking about this on the mainstream. Like, everybody's talking about it on the internet. But why ain't people talking about Inside Edition? Ain't nobody reach out to Inside Edition about this? What's up, Miss Lily? Why don't you contact Inside Edition?
I'll tell you why. Y'all want to know why they won't? Because they're part of the same fraternity. They're part of the same elite group. And you can only, these people that are reporters on these mainstream shows and stuff like that, even the stuff in the mainstream news, they can't say what they want to say. Mint JG. Say that again. They scared. He definitely got connects. That's all it don't. You look, y'all don't even have. You don't even have to try to figure out nothing. It's straight. It's cut. It's pure. It's raw. It's right there. I mean, it's uncut. It's raw. It's right there. That's what it is. And these people know if they go on a TV or if they go on a radio and they say something outside of the program that these people done told them to cover, not only could they lose their job, they could be unalived. So that's why they're not covering it on mainstream media. We're going to call a thing a thing.
And see what they'll do. Because this don't make no sense. This needs to be brought to wider, a bigger screens. Is everybody scared of Jay-Z? I'm just saying, y'all.
Yeah.
It ain't the money because he broke. We know they run around telling everybody they billionaires, him and Beyonce. But what billionaire just finished trying to borrow some money and get loans and got denied for it? It's one thing
that did happen.
to, have to borrow some money in the first place. But it's another thing when you get denied. If you're a billionaire, you don't get denied. They want you to come and borrow some money from them. They want to get interest and all of that other stuff. So the fact that they were denied for loans let you know they are not billionaires, y'all. And they want the world to think this. I don't know why, but, they want to hold on to what little bit of fame that they have left. Okay, y'all? In November 2025, a federal judge dismissed Lily's lawsuit with prejudice, y'all, bringing the decade-long fraternity battle to a close. A judge then ordered Miss Lily, y'all, to pay $119,000 and some change in legal fees to Jay-Z. Lily has since appealed, as Ramir calls the judgment a publicity stunt and smoke and mirrors. He adds, he's not getting any money. We don't pay for fraud and having mingle tingle sessions with little ones. This is what they saying, y'all. Word on the street, it's about to go down, y'all. Ramir posted up. He been posting a lot
Lord
lately,
said if I was a billionaire,
they kind of peed off about this whole situation.
That's true.
And shout out to Hollywood Unlocked.
It's so true.
But Ramir, if y'all go to his x.com, Ramir is here. This is his, post. It's not over until we win. That's what he posted. We never had our day in court for merits of case. Nobody wants to see the proof of fraud and underage women. Deeds, affidavits, property tax, privilege, speech of lies does qualify for anti-slap protection, y'all. Ramirez also says he's not getting any money. We don't pay for fraud and having mingle-tingle sessions with little ones. He also says, don't worry, my mom will get justice. Oh, yeah, y'all. He's not giving up, y'all.
I don't blame him.
All this drama to cover one issue, Wanda's age. This is what Ramir just posted, y'all. The record shows efforts to avoid scrutiny of an under to the age mother. That's why the matter was taken so far and so long. New Jersey judges Attorneys and clients working together for the wrong reasons, y'all. This is what Ramir just posted up, y'all. I think he's peed off, y'all.
As he
I
should
think
be.
he's fed
He's
up and
got
he's
every right
peed
to
off
be.
at this whole judicial system and how people with money get away with stuff. It doesn't make any sense. Ramir goes on to say, my auntie has spoken. She's gonna make sure mom gets justice. Can't hide behind fake news and fake fee paid judges. For your time is up. This is what he said, y'all. I was charged $90,000 attorney fees. This is what he posted up 13 hours ago. And illegal sanctions in New Jersey due to Jay-Z's illegal filing in August 2025. I was not a party nor served. This was based on Jay-Z's fraud on the case and a court with no jurisdiction. In Cali, the indirect fees are about $60,000. Reports of no fees or lies, and nothing will be paid. We don't pay for fraud and allegations of graping and strawberries, y'all. He said that's not happening. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. They got the family members on here. They got the paperwork back up here. And they're going for what they know right now. They also have his mother on here speaking, y'all. They have her speaking as well. And they got so much evidence that they done listed on X.com.
World. My name is Wanda Celebrate, and I am the mother of our new Celebrate. Today is April 20th, 2016, and I want the world to know I support my son and his paternity suit with Sean Gordon Court.
His mother.
Yo, she called his full government. You did. She said, Sean Corey Carter. She said it. I didn't. She said it. Hey, how many of you all, and just put a one in the live if you have, but how many of you all heard her talk about the night all of this went down? The night that her and Camel Face was intimate. Lori, absolutely. Yeah, when your full name get called, what Bernie Mac say? Trouble, trouble. Or what's his name? Sweet Daddy on Good Times. What do we tell JJ, my man? You in trouble? Yeah, yeah. Put a one in the live if you heard her talk about that. Listen, y'all. For those that haven't allowed me to break it down to you, this woman gave specific details from the time where they met, how they met, where they met that day, how one of his friends was coming to see one of her friends. That's how they met. And when they was in the living room on the sofa talking and kicking and stuff, one thing led to another thing, and the things got the thinging. And the next thing you know, she has Rymir. She even goes as far as to tell you what he had on. She even goes as far to tell you that they went to, I think, his aunt's house. I don't remember, but they went to somebody's house that he knew, and he changed clothes. And she even tells you what he changed into. Let me, guys, put this in your feather. Put this feather in your cap. Women pay attention to detail. Most women, I'll say most women pay keen attention to detail. I'll tell you something else that really put the cherry on top for me. She stated that when Camel Face introduced himself to her when they first met, he told her his name was Rock. What that tells me is that if you take Rock, the name that he told her he goes by in the streets, because apparently he was street pharmaceuticals, into street pharmaceuticals at that time. So his street name, or his tag is what we call it in the street. His tag was Rock, and then it's just how ironic that when he partners up with the Dasher, the record company just happened to be Rockefeller. Pretty sure he didn't think when it came to naming this particular company that he would even have to worry about what he told Ramir's mother his name was when he met him. Probably had thought nobody would put this together. You know? Yeah, allegedly. Yeah. You feel me? He was out there, allegedly. His stories, not mine. But yeah, allegedly, you're right. So you just have to think about that too, because it was years later when the record company came into existence, and of course back then we didn't know anything about her. We didn't. He did. He was praying we didn't find out too. Shout out to Ramir. Shout out to Ramir for continuously fighting, for continuously after all the intimidation tactics that's been tried against him, he's still staying steadfast on this DNA test thing. I applaud him for that. I applaud Ramir's angst to want to continuously prove his mother's words to be true, because she's no longer here to speak for herself. And so, with that being said, I already don't really care for him, Camel Face. But this definitely lets me know, father to father, he's not a real man. And I don't even know if I can call him a father, just because he's with um, Beehive and they kids and stuff. You get me? I can't really, that don't mean nothing. So I don't even, when I say father to father, I'm calling him a father. I'm using that term very loosely when it comes to him, because if he was a father, he would go and make sure Ramir had this taken care of. This man already told you he don't want no money, and even if he did want money, so what? I get it. I get it. You're not doing it because you know you are. I'm not using a ledge.
His mother, 2016, put a live recording up there, y'all. Recorded herself saying that this is her baby's daddy. And this happened before she passed away, y'all. And they're not letting this go. They're just not. And I don't blame them.
Nope. Me neither.
I don't blame them, though, y'all. I really don't. I do not blame them. Jay-Z should not be able to get away with this. I don't care who he's married to. Okay? He could be married to, whoever. Y'all. He should not get away with this. No way, no how, y'all. I don't care. The same thing that apply to everybody else should apply to Jay-Z too. My personal opinion.
Most definitely.
If other fathers out here don't want to claim their kids and stuff, why is it that they have to claim their kids but Jay-Z don't?
I'm not bad.
He's not even giving them the benefit of the doubt to find out if he's the father.
Got no respect for no man that want to claim his kid.
He could care less if he's the father or not, y'all. And he looks just like him. It's just why his other son is messed up with Beyonce, y'all. Because he has done.
I forgot. Shout out to Miss Lowdown, because I totally forgot about that part. The little boy of the twins between him and Beehive, allegedly he's got some kind of condition. They keep him hidden. They're ashamed to let him out in public. And I get what he has. He might not do well in crowds or whatnot, or around a lot of people. But word on the curb is that they got somebody taking care of him. Like he's at, some kind of place or medical facility to where he can get the care that he needs, because they can't do it. They can't take care of him like he need to be taken care of. This is all alleged, y'all. This is all alleged. But yet you got born living under evil, Illumi very youngest, dancing at the Super Bowl halftime show or dancing at football NFL halftime shows with her mom. You got her up there on the stage in an award show looking like she just clueless and lost. And just look like she taying in the wind. Like she just like, oh my God, what am I doing here? What are you saying? What? I don't understand what you're saying. I'm like, she looked totally lost. And I'm not even sure if that's his. Hey, put it like this. I don't know. Some people say she do look like her mom. Some people say that she's actually Miss White's daughter. And Camel Face is her father. I'm not gonna lie, I can put stake in that. I will invest in that because I saw her tummy flop when she was supposed to be pregnant. So I can buy that. But then they're also saying that, hey, she is B's baby, but she's by Tata. Tata is Camel Face's best friend. I can invest in that. I can put stock in that. I can put stock in that. How can I put stock in that? Well, word on the curb again is that he liked watching other men do Beyonce. So, if that be the case, why would his best friend be any different? Go and let y'all marinate on that while we close out this segment right here.
Other son like a dog, y'all. Ask yourself this question. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think.
Marshawn,
in the comment sections. Do you think that
crazy work,
that Ramir is going to get justice?
Hey.
Is his mother going to get justice, y'all? Or is this...
Guess what, Marshawn? It's also alleged that he let Ray J do her too.
Song just go prolong on and on and on until he gets old as Bill Cosby, and then they're gonna be like, oh, he is the father, and he can't see, can't walk, can't talk by that time, and this guy done fought for this all his life. Do this make sense to y'all? What lawyer in the world can come forward and help this child? Because this doesn't make sense at all to me, y'all. You shouldn't be able to hide from paternity tests just because you're scared to go to jail. Okay? This is crazy. It's wrong on so many levels. And, you know, prayers up for Ramir, and hope sooner or later that, you know, he gets justice. And his mother gets justice as well, y'all. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this whole situation. Please like, share, subscribe if you like this video. And thank you all so much for watching. Peace.
Let me go and give her a thumbs up real quick. Let's give it up to Miss Lowdown for another great coverage on this matter. You know, some people go out of their way to make things more difficult than they have to. Is this what Big meant when he said more money, more problems? But these are problems that don't even have to be, y'all. These are problems that don't even have to be. And let's think about it, y'all. Let's just be honest while we're closing out the show. Let's be real. If Ramir wanted to lie about a celebrity being, or anybody being his father, they don't have to be a celebrity, anybody being his father, do you honestly think that he would have picked and one of the most non-good-looking guys ever? I don't think he would have. That would be equivalent to him going over to Saudi, somewhere over there in the desert, and just going up to a camel and saying that's his dad. It really ain't no different. So I believe him. I believe his mama. And I pray he keep on fighting. And if there's any petition that need to be signed, I'll be the first one to sign it. He's doing the right thing, and he deserves to know And Camel Face deserves to be a man and step up to the plate and let this man know let this young man know if he is in fact his father. Although, like I said, I think we pretty much got our answer. I think we pretty much got our answer. Otherwise, he would have went on up there and did it. Otherwise, he wouldn't have these judges and stuff like this throwing it out for no reason. We've told you all, man. You can't trust. You can't trust LEOs. You can't trust attorneys. You can't trust judges. Not all of them. And yet, still, the questions still get asked. Why these people didn't go and tell the police when celebrity A, B, and C was doing them wrong? And again, we had to keep telling you, and we keep proving it to you. Well, the reason why they didn't is because some already have, only to find out that the LEOs is in on it. They are part of the scheme. They are part of the whole ring. They supposed to serve and protect. And they do serve and protect. They serve the people that are in that cult or that elite community with them, and they protect them. It's not, I mean, come on, yo. I'm not saying all cops are bad. I'm not saying that. Please understand. I'm not saying all are. But I'm saying there's plenty that is. And there's probably more. No, I ain't gonna say that. I'm just gonna land it right there because I know the platform has changed over. Lori said the Masons are the same way. Yeah. My dad was one. Absolutely. I was gonna pledge them at one point. You're right. And I can't even tell you the things that I saw just going to the parties as a candidate that was going to pledge. And I'm talking about, there was mayors. I'm not going to put her out, but she was once a mayor here in the A. She was there. Nobody told me. I saw her. I was there with her. Not with her. I didn't go with her, but we was in the same place together. So, and she's an Eastern Star. She was there. All right. Check it out, people. Thank y'all for joining for hashtag I'm going to say it after dark. I appreciate it. Once again, shout out to my wife for the setup. It looks immaculate, baby. I love you for it. Thank you so much. Remember, y'all, you could be anything in the world. Be somebody. You never know what your words could do to someone else. How it could make them feel, how it could inspire them, how it could give them the motivation to get out of the rut or the situation that they in. And while we're talking about that, let's give it up to our special guest from last night, Bite Batty. How hard that was for her to go and basically peel off this proverbial scar and allow herself to bleed again by bringing up all of these tragedies that happened to her, all of these heinous things that happened to her. And she did it hoping that she could help somebody else. Yeah, little brother, we at the end, but you know, it'll be posted on YouTube. Matter of fact, I'm behind. I need to post a couple of shows. But yeah, right, Lord, she did great. She really did. She did amazing. And I honestly feel like this was God's doing. I know it was. It was His divine plan. I don't know her from Canada. I've never met her before. She would just come into lives and she would leave comments here and there, and then she would be gone. But she did that over a course of time. She did it like pretty. She's pretty consistent with it. And then from there we just talked. And she's good people. I get a lot of the things that I've been a little busy in the Suno studio. Oh, I get you. I understand that, little brother. Hey, I ain't stopping you. I'm only supporting you, baby. You know how it is, little brother. I just understand that it was hard for her, but she messaged me and told me she appreciated us for having her on and letting her come talk. And she even get this, she told me it was therapeutic for her. which goes into what I was just saying. And I know I done made my closing monologue like 15 minutes longer than what it was supposed to. But that's okay. This is what our Lord and Savior command us to do. Love. So this is what I'm going to do. Love. But this is what I was trying to tell y'all. You never know what your words could mean to someone else. You never know how you could help them. You know? Listen, there's people on here that come in our lives, and I'll call them son. I say, that's my son. Or I say, that's my daughter. I've never met her before. I don't know who she is. But whatever it was, whatever she has going on, from what she told me in the message, she came into a show, and I was just like a father figure to her. I'm not going to deny her from calling me. I don't know what she's going through. I don't know what she needs. But I'm here. If I'm inspiring her, if I'm helping her, that's what I'll do. So y'all do the same thing. When I say be somebody, that's what I mean. Well, first of all, I get it from my high school. That's our motto. But be somebody. Thank you for the bounce speakers. I appreciate that, little brother. You never know who's watching. You never know who you're inspiring. Be somebody. Even if it takes a little bit of time out of your day, stop. If you can see it, they're coming up to talk to you, take the time to talk to them. Because your words could impact somebody. You never know. If you pass them by, they may go and unalive themselves. A lot of times, and I promise y'all, this is the last thing I say, and I'll let y'all go to sleep. A lot of times, we don't even realize why it's happening. And that it's happening because that's a mission that God gave us to do. And instead of stopping and doing that mission, being a vessel for God, we get caught up in our own lives. We get caught up in our own selves and like, well, nah, man, I don't know, man, I ain't got time to talk to him. You know, I'm trying to get here. I'm trying to get there. So you never know what's a test from the Lord. And you never know when that test, if you do it, could lead to bigger blessings. So take the time to do it. I've been your self-proclaimed favorite news reporter, Mr. Breaking News. Signing off from the newsroom. Peace and blessings to you all. And I love you to life.